Hello friends, in 5th revision session we have discussed till human digestive system. Welcome to our revision session number 6, that is of our chapter number 6, life processes. Right? In this session we are going to discuss about some of the main topics remaining of that chapter. Means we will discuss about respiration and its types. I am listing here the topics which is remaining, okay, that we will discuss in our 6th session. Also we will discuss about respiratory system for human beings. Right, then we will discuss about transportation in plants and in animals. In plants, we will discuss about phloem and xylem. In animals, we will discuss transportation of blood by heart and by lymphatic system. And at last, we will discuss about excretion in both in plants and in animals. Or first we can discuss about excretion in animals and then plants. Right, so these are the remaining topics. Now, which are the important questions from it? So first of all, what is called respiration and its type, and here also we can understand breakdown of glucose. Okay, again, it's not possible to discuss all of the topics in just one session, but this is our revision session, so we will just have a glance over it. Right, so first we will start from this. That what is called respiration. Okay, respiration is oxidizing of nutrients. The nutrients which we are taking by the process of nutrition, that nutrients when it get oxidized, that is called respiration. Now as we know that what will happen during it, so suppose the food which we eat, it reacts with oxygen, means when it get oxidized, what it will give us? It will give us energy, and simply this process is considered as respiration. With energy, what will release? We know that carbon dioxide and water is as a byproduct. So that is the concept of respiration. Now two types of respiration is there. First is aerobic respiration and another is anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means the respiration which is done in presence of oxygen, and anaerobic which is done in absence of oxygen. Here the respiration which is done in presence of oxygen, it will have more amount of energy, and here it will have less energy. Alright, here in aerobic, in one case we will have sufficient amount of oxygen, and in second case we will have lack of oxygen, while in anaerobic there will be no presence of oxygen. Right, so this aerobic and anaerobic we are going to understand with the help of breakdown of glucose. So here we have taken the definition and types of it. Now let's understand breakdown of glucose in aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Okay, let's understand breakdown of glucose. First we know glucose, it is, here we are writing C6. You can go through all the videos where I have explained it. C6 means 6 carbon containing molecule, that is C6H12O6. Only this formula we have to understand. This glucose, it will get breakdown into pyruvate. Pyruvate, and pyruvate is C3, means 3 carbon containing substances. So here 6 carbon containing glucose, it will get break down into 3 carbon containing pyruvate. Whether it is aerobic or it is anaerobic, this is going to be done. Now let's understand different 3 cases. In first case, second case and third case, what is going to happen? Let's understand. Right? In the first one, there will be completely absence of oxygen, and it will be done in yeast. Generally, this is done in cytoplasm. Second one, there will be less amount of oxygen, means lack of oxygen, and generally this is done in muscle cells. And third one, there is presence of oxygen, and this is done in mitochondria. Now it is very easy to understand, and it is also very easy to remember. Now how we can remember? See, glucose 6 carbon containing, it will break down into pyruvate, which is 3 carbon containing, and here also energy it is going to get released. Now this particular type, in absence of oxygen, this is for anaerobic respiration. What it is? It's one type of anaerobic type of respiration. In this anaerobic type of respiration, E, see here, we can understand it by in yeast, E for ethanol. Ethanol is 2 carbon containing substances, that is C2H5OH. That is the formula of ethanol. So in absence of oxygen in yeast, that is anaerobic, right here in yeast. So from this pronunciation yeast to ethanol, right? So it will give us ethanol, carbon dioxide and water. So here we will get ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus water. Second one, lack of oxygen means there is very less amount of oxygen. See, lack of oxygen means there is presence of oxygen also. So we can also consider this both as we can consider as aerobic type of respiration. So in lack of oxygen, see lactic acid will be produced, that is 3 carbon containing substance, right? And energy will be released. So here, as per our video, we have written C3. You can go throughout the video and you can understand energy. See, this is the process of respiration. So in every case, energy is going to get released. And the third one, where there is presence of oxygen, and that process is generally done in mitochondria. If there is presence of oxygen, so it's very simple that what we will get carbon dioxide plus water and energy. This energy will be very more, right? So this way we can understand breaking down of glucose. It is very easy. See, 6 carbon containing glucose molecule, it will break down into pyruvate, which is 3 carbon containing. Here we can also write it like 2 pyruvate, right? To maintain 6 carbon, so 3 carbons, 2 moles. So here we will get the 6 carbon, right? Here you can understand that this pyruvate, it will get break down into ethanol, which is 2 carbon containing substance. But here we will get 3 more. We are not going throughout its stoichiometry, right? Here we will get 3 carbon containing lactic acid. So here we will get 2 more of lactic acid. Then here total number of carbon will be 6. And here we are getting carbon dioxide, right? So this way we can understand breakdown of glucose in anaerobic type of respiration. This is our concept of anaerobic type of respiration, and this is our concept of aerobic type of respiration. This is a revision video, so I have just taken a glance of it. You can go throughout the videos and you can understand it. Okay, now discuss about human respiratory system. Here I am not explaining it in detail, right? Already we have done it in previous video. Just we are taking a glance over it. So let's understand nostril. We know what is the nostril, the entry passage of our respiratory system, that is called nostril, right? The after nostril, what it will come? It will come the nasal passage, right? So from nostril, in this nostril we will have hair-like structure, and we will also have mucus which purify the air which we take, right? It will pass through nasal passage. After nasal passage, it will pass through pharynx. From pharynx, it will pass to larynx, right? Larynx to it will move to trachea, right? Now this is very easy. We can understand it like this. Suppose from larynx. Now, suppose this is our trachea. So what will happen? This, it will get divided further, right? We have two lungs, so it will like this. It will divide further, right? So that trachea, it will get divided into bronchi, right? This bronchi, it will get divided into this type of bronchioles, and it ends into alveoli, right? It's a very simple concept, right? So that trachea, it will get divided into bronchi, it separates into both of the lung, right? Bronchi, it will get separated into bronchioles, and bronchioles will get opened into this alveoli. Now we can understand it like this, right? So this will be our lungs. Now try to understand better. Suppose, okay, lungs and diaphragms. Now what happened here? We will have a diaphragm, right? Inhalation means to take oxygen, means to take air inside our body. Exhalation means to throw it out. Now this is our diaphragm. Now when this diaphragm, it moves in downward direction, so what happened? When it moves in downward direction, our chest cavity will get increased. So as the chest cavity will get increased, from nose, means from nostril, nasal passage, pharynx and larynx, oxygen containing air will rush inside our lungs, and due to that it will go to pharynx, larynx, bronchi, bronchioles and to alveoli. So the size of alveoli will get increased. Now here this alveoli is in contact with blood capillaries. Here it will pass on that oxygen to our blood. Similarly, as this oxygen is passed to our blood, this diaphragm, which was in downward direction like this, it contracts back. And what will happen? This diaphragm, which was like this in downward direction, so the chest cavity increases, size of alveoli also increases. Here alveoli is connected with the, it is coated with the blood capillaries. Oxygen will pass to that blood capillaries. Now this diaphragm, it will get contrast like this, right? So what will happen? Again, the chest cavity which was increased, it will again get back to its original position. So from this alveoli, carbon dioxide from the blood, it is sent to alveoli. As the diaphragm will move in upward direction, so the chest cavity will get decreased, and this carbon dioxide containing air, it will come out by the process of exhalation. So this way, by movement of diaphragm in downward direction and in upward direction, when it goes downward, so cavity increases, that is inhalation, and oxygen get dissolved in our blood. When our diaphragm moves in upward direction, in that what happens to the chest cavity? It gets decreased. That is called exhalation, and in that case carbon dioxide, it will throw out from our body. So this way the process of inhalation and exhalation is controlled by the mechanism of diaphragm in upward and in downward direction. Exchange of gases with blood is done by the process by the help of alveoli. Right? This is just an overview of it. You can go throughout the video of human respiratory system, and in that you will understand it in detail. But this is our revision session, so I have just taken an overview of it. Okay, then we are going to discuss about transportation in animals. right? Two type of fluids we are going to discuss: blood and lymph. We are not going to discuss it in detail, but we know what is blood. It will have blood plasma and blood cells. In blood cells we will have RBC, WBC and platelets. RBC is red in color, hemoglobin is present. WBC, they are soldier of our body, they protect it, they protect us from different disease. And platelets, it is helpful in blockage of blood, right? So work of these three we have understood in our session, right? We have also understood that from different body parts to blood moves into heart, from heart, right, blood from different body parts which is impure, it moves into heart, from heart it moves into lungs, in lungs this it will get pure, right? So pure blood will again move into heart, and from heart it will move to different body parts. So here you can see the flow in this. 2 times blood flows from heart. That's why it is also called double circulation, right? We are not discussing it in detail right now. In the earlier video it is described, but just take a block idea of it. Suppose the upper part, that is called atrium. So this is suppose at left side, so left atrium, left ventricle. Here we will have right atrium, right ventricle. At left side we will have pure blood, at right side we will have impure blood, right? So what happens from our body part, impure blood, it enters into right atrium. When there is contrast of right atrium, it moves into right ventricle. From this right ventricle, blood will move to lungs. Now, what happened from this lungs? It will get oxygenated, it will get pure. Here, pure means oxygenated blood, and impure means deoxygenated blood, right? So the impure blood, deoxygenated blood from body, it will move to right atrium. From right atrium, by contraction of it, it will move to right ventricle. From right ventricle it will move to lungs. Now from lungs it will get oxygenated and it is moved into left atrium. In left atrium, this oxygenated blood means this pure blood will enter into left atrium. By contraction of left atrium, it will move into left ventricle, and from left ventricle it is sent to different part of our body. So here you can see that the impure blood from different body part, it enter into right atrium, to right ventricle, to lungs. Here it will get oxygenated and it is sent to left atrium, to left ventricle. Now it is pure, so it is sent to blood. Here you can see that the flow of blood, right, it is done twice. It is done twice in heart. So this type of circulation is called double circulation in blood, right? We have explained it with figure in our previous session, so you can go through it and you can understand. This is just a block diagram to understand why it is called double circulation, right? Here also we will use to know some reasons that this means the lower part, the ventricles, their walls are thick because it is under high pressure, while the arterioles, their wall will be thin, right, because it is at lower pressure. So this way we can understand that the transportation in animals, in that blood, how blood is circulated in human body, right, with the help of heart. Function of heart is just to pump the blood, where it is located, how it is, what is size of heart, that all we have discussed in our previous video. In detail we have discussed that how circulation of blood is done in our previous video, but this I have just explained its block diagram. I have just given you the path. It will helpful you to revise the whole of the topic, but the condition is you must refer the earlier video. So if you have not completed it, go throughout the earlier video. I hope you all have completed it. In worksheets also it is provided to you. So go through it. This will help you to revise. After blood we will have lymph. Now what is lymph? Lymph is transported by lymphatic system. We know that lymph, it is an intercellular fluid. What it is? Intercellular fluid. The fluid which is present between cells, that is lymph. So lymph is an intercellular fluid. It is similar to the blood plasma, but the portion of protein is different in blood plasma and in lymph. So this way, in transportation in animals, we have taken just an overview of transportation of blood and transportation of lymph. Now we will discuss about transportation in plants. Similar, we know that if we are talking about transportation in plants, so there will be transportation of water and transportation of photosynthetic product. Right? Water is transported by xylem, and photosynthetic product means food, that is transported by fluid. Right? Now, in this transportation of plants, we have also understood two different terms. One is transpiration, and another one that we have understood, that is translocation. Right? We are not going into in detail, but I am just taking the overview of it. What is transpiration? We have understood that from the stomata, right, from the pores, or from the aerial parts. Aerial parts means the part of plant which is in air. From the aerial part, removing of water or loss of water from the aerial part of plant, that is called transpiration process. Now this transpiration, it will allow the water to move in upward direction. Now how we can understand it? In the previous videos we have understood it with the help of transpiration pool. We have explained it in detail that how it will be done, right? So we have explained that suppose this is our point A and point B, due to concentration difference, and by the transpiration process, means there is loss of water. So what will happen? This transpiration process, it will pull the water in upward direction, right? So it will give a transpirationally pull to the water, that we have understood, right? How this transpiration is useful to us, that also we have understood. So definition of transpiration, how transpiration is done, how water is transported from one part to another part of plants, right? The concentration difference, the ionic concentration difference is responsible, and also the transpiration process is responsible for it. Now that is done by xylem, right? Because it is a transportation of water. We know that this transportation of water, it is in unidirection. Why? Because water will always move from downward direction to upward direction. Now what we have discussed in translocation, translocation means this photosynthetic products, to transport it to different parts of plants, that we have considered as translocation, because this food is produced in leaves, right? So from leaves we have to send it to different parts of plants. That means that from this plant we can send it in upward direction also, from this plant we can send it in downward direction also. So this process of translocation, it is done in both of the direction, from downward to upward and from upward to downward also, right? So this is a bi-directional flow of photosynthetic product, which is generally done by phloem, right? So that we have understood that how translocation take place in plants. We are not going into in detail. You can go throughout the previous video and you can understand, but these are the important topics from transportation in plants. It can also ask you in form of difference between xylem and phloem. You have written the xylem and phloem as a difference in your assignments, right? So go through it. It will be very useful to you in examination. Now we will discuss about excretion. Now we have discussed excretion. What is called excretion? Just revise it. What is excretion? The process of removing harmful substances which is produced in our body due to biochemical processes, right? So removing of harmful substances, removing of harmful substances out of our body, that will be the concept of excretion, right? We have discussed how excretion is done in animals, right? And in that we have discussed how excretion is done in humans and how it is done in plants. We are just taking an overview of it. We have understood that excretion in humans is done by its excretory system. Now that excretory system, it is made up of a pair of kidney, which is bean shaped, right? So a bean shaped kidney. From that bean shaped kidney we will have a pair from a bean shaped kidney we will have a pair of uterus, and that pair of uterus, it opens into urinary bladder. From that urinary bladder, it is thrown out from our body by urethra, right? So this is a pair of kidney, right? This is our ureter, this is our urinary bladder, and this will be our urethra, right? So we will have this way a excretory system in humans, right? A bean shaped kidney, right? In this bean shaped kidney there will be many units which is known as nephrons, right? Millions of units which is known as nephrons. Each nephron is responsible for formation of urine. We have understood that very easily in our previous sessions. In our videos we have understood that how excretion is done, how urine is formed. For that we have understood somehow like this, that there will be Bowman's capsule in that cup shaped, right? We are having a cup shaped Bowman's capsule. In that we will have the blood capillaries, together this structure that was known as glomerulus, right? Now when the wastewater it enters into Bowman's capsule, right, into glomerulus, due to the capillaries which is here, so here there will be process of ultrafiltration, right? After the process of ultrafiltration, it is going to pass from a Henle's loop, which is a tubular structure. So if we want to understand, we can understand that there will be a process of ultrafiltration. After ultrafiltration, as the urine is getting filtered, it will reabsorb, right? It will reabsorb, and the unnecessary waste, by the contraction of urinary bladder, it will be thrown out, right? Now see, this process of ultrafiltration and reabsorption, it is done in kidney. Millions of nephron, they used to do this type of process. The urine, right, the urine formation that is done in nephrons, how it is done we have already discussed in the earlier sessions. Now this small units, millions of small units which is known as nephrons, that will do ultrafiltration and reabsorption. After that, the reabsorption from every nephron, the unnecessary waste, it will pass from kidney to a pair of ureter. From ureter, it will go to urinary bladder. Here it will store for a long time in urinary bladder. By the contraction of urinary bladder, which is a muscular organ, by the contraction of urinary bladder, it will be thrown out from urethra. So this way excretion is done in human beings, that we have studied. Now how excretion is done in plants, right? This we have discussed about in human beings. Now how excretion is done in plants. So simply we know that the waste material in plants, due to that there will be falling of leaves, because the extraordinary substance it increases in plant, it's stored in leaves, so by that the leaves will get fall. Also the byproduct which we are getting resins and gum, that is also a excretion of plant, but we are using it for different purposes. So this way excretion in plants is also done. Again Peter, this we have just taken an overlook of it. We have not explained it in detail, because in detail we have explained it in our previous videos. This revision session is just spark you about that concept, just make you remind about that concept. So I have taken just an overview. After seeing this video, you can go throughout our worksheets, you can go throughout our assignments, you can also go throughout your question banks, you can also refer the previous video. In that whatever topics it is more it requires more revision for you, you can go throughout that topic and you can clear your concept, right? So this way we have completed our chapters revision session of life process. It's a very easy chapter, right? Biology, it's already your favorite, so I don't think so you are having any of doubt. And if you have any of doubt, you can see the previous videos, you can go through all the worksheets and assignment, and you will have a clear concept about life process. So in this chapter we have discussed about nutrition. After that we discuss about respiration. After respiration we discuss about transportation, and after transportation we have discussed about excretion. So you will go through all the worksheets of session number 5 and session number 6. It will be helpful to you for your test series of chapter number 6, which is known as life process.